You know how you start a project and then you never finish the project and you start to hate yourself? That's how I am right now with this room. I am so proud of how far this room has come. Still do not have the floor laid or doors. And you gotta have doors if you're gonna have a room. So today I'm going to get some measurements and I'm going to take them over to my neighbor Eddie, who has helped me with all of this stuff and taught me everything. And we're gonna build some doors. Let's learn how that's done. So the first thing I did was pull out my folding ruler, and if you've never seen one of these things, it's really cool. It's got this extender which helps you measure the insides of things like boxes and get a really exact measurement. So it was perfect for this. I got all my measurements and then I made the long trek down the street to Eddie's house, my next door neighbor, so it took like 2 seconds. He built this entire shop himself. The downstairs is for cars and the upstairs is for woodworking, and it's just amazing to me that he could do this. This is actually the wood from my porches. If you remember the video of me and Eddie redoing my porches, well, we actually saved some of the wood that was still usable, and I've been using it to make all sorts of things. And today we're going to build a door with this. This is a joiner, which makes a board sit flat on its side instead of being bowed. It's really important when you're trying to put two pieces of wood together to make them stick with glue that they're actually touching each other. So that's exactly what we're doing right now, making sure that those boards are actually contacting. Once we have the boards laid out for the door, we then have to cut them down to the exact size of the opening for the door. So we cut it down with the table saw to the exact size, and again, that is making these edges perfectly straight. After that, we send each board through the planer to get it to the exact size that we want it. I think it's like each half turn or each turn of the wheel lowers this thing like a 32nd of an inch or a 16th. It's some really small number. So we just have to do this like a million times until it gets to the right size. The next step is to glue this thing, and you have to have a million clamps in order to do it properly, and thankfully Eddie has that. While we wait for this glue to dry, I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, Helix. Helix has supported my channel for over 2 years now and allowed me the freedom to spend a lot of time learning new things. Helix is a premium mattress-in-a-box company that makes mattresses to fit your unique needs and preferences based on your body type and sleep style. With a lot of options for mattresses on their site, how they fit you with the perfect one for you is really unique, fun, and doesn't take long at all. They developed a sleep quiz, which is newly revamped, so if you've already taken it once, go ahead and take it again. Somehow, this one's even more fun. It matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Sarah and I couldn't agree on what mattress to get because we're such different sleepers. She's a side sleeper while I'm a stomach sleeper, and we both like slightly different firmnesses. But after taking the sleep quiz together, they matched us with the Helix Sunset Luxe mattress, and it truly changed my life. It's so soft, it literally feels like you're falling into a cloud. Sarah also loves their weighted blanket so much. I mean, she carries this thing around with her literally everywhere. The best part about all of this is that Helix delivers your mattress right to your door, and in the US, it's even free delivery. It just comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set it up yourself. If it makes you nervous to buy something that you haven't tried, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you love it. If you don't, somehow, they'll pick it up for you and you'll get a full refund. Plus, Helix mattresses have a 10-year warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. It's available to everyone. I love my Helix, and I think you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. You can click the link below or go to helixsleep.com/Jordan Taylor and get up to $200 off your Helix mattress and 2 free dream pillows. That's helixsleep.com/Jordan Taylor. Check it out. Oh, perfect timing. The glue's dried. Okay, so what Eddie is doing here is marking where he wants to put the dowels, which I'll show in a second, but this is really cool. It's called scribing, and it's a way to mark the same distance across a board with just your finger as the guide. It takes a lot of practice, but man, when you get it, it feels so cool. Yeah, what's the proper amount of dowels?
I'm putting 2 in each board, about it like that.
I see. In order to get the drill to be the same depth, you need to put a piece of tape around it to know exactly where you need to stop and then back out. So after Eddie showed me that, then I took control and did it myself. We drilled these holes in order to kind of hide these screws that are attaching this piece of wood to the main door. And then what we're doing here is putting glue in each hole that we just put the screws in, and then we put these dowels in the holes, so it completely covers and masks any sign of a screw. As we put them in, we saw them down so that it's easier to sand out, and it makes one smooth surface. Next, we flip over the door to make sure that we get all of that extra glue off the back of it, so that we're ready to do the next step, which was a design choice. I wanted to route the joints where the boards are glued together. It gives a bit of a design while also taking out any imperfections in how they were joined together. Then we flipped the door back over and started working on the X. This X isn't just for looks, it's also the only reason this door won't warp over time. To make this, we set the boards where we wanted and then marked with a pencil the angle where they landed on the header and footer. That's the top and the bottom pieces of wood there. We got that angle, cut it, and then saw how it fit.
That's lined up.
We glued the first one down and then followed the same steps with the taped drill bit, the screws, and then the dowels to hide the screws. This will make sense in a second, but to make room for the board that's going to cross over this one, we have to cut out the section where that board will lay on top of this one. But we only slice out half the depth on each of the boards, making the X. This makes it super strong. We had to make sure that it was all planed and level so that there would be full contact between both boards. Then we glued it down and did the same steps of, you know, the drill and the tape and the screw and the dowel, and then with the saw. And then that was, that looked like that was about it. All right, that took 8 hours to 8 hours. I learned a lot, from the footage. I'm just standing around watching Eddie do a lot of it, just making sure I hand him the right stuff at the right time, and half the time I don't even do that right. But a door came out of it, and now we just have to get hinges for it and hang it. So that's gonna be a whole learning process as well, because I don't know how to hang a door. So over the course of 3 days, we built 3 doors, one for the closet, the laundry room, and the bedroom. And hanging them all was quite complicated, to be honest, from a newbie's perspective. I honestly am not sure how it was all done, but hey, sometimes you can only take in so much information at once before your brain fries. The good news though is that now I have functioning doors and learned a lot along the way. All that's left is to put a finish on the doors, put on the hardware, as well as the stops, and then I can move on to the floors. If you've liked this series so far, stay tuned for episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.